Welcome to the Mama Mudra Podcast, where the future of wellness is happiness. I'm Thompson-Duwe. I'm an entrepreneur, a mother of three, a very happy wife, a lifelong creative, and someone who has spent years chasing success, only to realize that the real success I was missing was peace. Mama Mudra was born because I saw a gap between the glossy world of wellness and the messy reality most of us live in, full of children, careers, expectations, responsibility, and this very human craving to feel good in our own skin. This podcast, this platform, these events, the studio that I sit in right now, these are my love letter to anyone who wants to redefine success as vitality, connection, and calm.
Okay, today we are stepping into the world of biooptimization. I've got Andrew Rothschild here from BUC and a million different areas in wellness and longevity and exercise in South Africa. He's been around for many years. I mean, God, I've been seeing you around for many years, training in your gyms. And as far as I'm concerned, you're one of those living, walking, breathing examples of age being nothing but a number if you're doing all the things right for longevity and wellness. Andrew is also, amongst many other things, a partner in the peptide practice that I go to for all of the peptides that I use, which is Healthspan Medical. And he's here to break down some questions and preconceptions around peptides. So when I started this content journey, one of the things that I was speaking a lot about in the beginning was the peptides that I use. And it's the thing that I got such a huge reaction about. Everyone wanted to know what peptides are, what do they do, where do you get them, how do you use them, what do they cost, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And something that I've always said in this journey of mine is that I wanted to create a platform to bring experts in their fields forward to the people that follow me and engage with me in order for them to access those experts, because I'm not the expert. I may have, by virtue of having done this my whole life, figured out what works really well for me, which is great. That's not to say that's going to be what works for everyone else. So I want everyone to understand and introduce and get to know the people that are able to tell them what's best for them in their respective fields. So I'm going to ask Andrew questions based on my own interest in peptides and what I've learned thus far, and also questions that people have sent to me. But if there is anything that isn't answered, please, by all means, send questions after this, and I will try and get him to come back. I'm hoping this is going to be an ongoing conversation around peptides because I've been using them for months. I genuinely can say that they've changed how I feel. I have never felt better, more focused, more fit. They're incredible. As we spoke about just now before we started recording, you do need to have the foundations in place, which we'll go into now. So there is a bit of a disclaimer there, but if you're using them well and everything else is in place, you're going to feel an incredible difference. So I can't recommend them enough. So hi, Andrew.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here today. I really appreciate it. Okay, let's start with the basic for everyone new to this world and to peptides. What is a peptide? We all know the amino acid chain, et cetera, but in a very easy to understand, consumer-friendly way, how do you explain what a peptide is and what it does and why it works?
Okay, so we're all born with about 300,000, actually more peptides in our bodies. And as we get older, everything starts to change, unfortunately, and they start to diminish. So if you look at the basics of a kid, for example, when they fall on the playground and they scratch their arm, they heal quickly, they scab quickly. As we get older, those processes take a little bit longer. Cells reproduce a lot slower, and the body's ability to heal takes longer. So a peptide is a bond of amino acids less than 40, and a bond of amino acids with 41 or more is a protein. So it's, in a simplistic form, it's literally a bond of amino acids that helps the body repair faster and helps you function at your peak. And that's exactly what we want as we get older, to still be able to function as we did when we were 20 years old.
Okay. I mean, it sounds very obvious and simplistic, but obviously because of how many there are, you were saying how many did you say?
Yeah, we're born with more than 300,000 in our bodies.
Peptides?
Oh, there's probably 300,000. There's so many different ones. So it's quite a confusing world if you're entering into it for the first time. But there are a lot of them that really work incredibly well. So, the whole idea is you're going to get information from so many different sources. But there are a few that keep coming up over and over and over again. I've used them. They tried and tested. All the peptides we use at Healthspan are tested by third parties. So that's another very important thing, to make sure that what you're putting into your body is the best possible thing. So you'd never put water into your car to make it run. So you want to make sure that you're putting the best possible peptides into your body to make sure that there's no side effects, there's no harmful heavy metals. And that's very, very important, because there are a lot of people selling peptides at the moment.
Yeah, I know. And also, as we were saying about the mixing of them. So the one amazing thing that Healthspan does is you can buy pre-mixed pens. So just to talk about my experience, so as Andrew said, there are so many different types of peptides to treat specific things, but then there are also stacks that you put together. So if you're wanting to, for me, one of the big things is always skin laxity and skin tightness and everything as I get older. God, I mean, I grew up in the 80s and 90s in South Africa. I lived on the beach covered in baby oil with lemon juice in my hair. So, I mean, the sun damage and all of those kind of things that you're starting to see now, which you want to work on, there are pre-mixed pens, because it's obviously also all about dosage. So that's one of the really, really nice things as well, that you'll hear all about the glow pen. And then there's a Clo pen now, which people are asking about. There's a bunch of different things that are actually a host of different peptides that are pre-mixed together for you, and you take it home and you literally just inject it yourself once or twice a week, whatever, or more, depending on what the pen is. So my next question was, what makes them such a breakthrough in regenerative health? But actually that question has changed somewhat from a conversation I had with Adam, who is another partner in Healthspan, the other day, and he was saying how long they've been around in Russia. So my question actually now is, why are we seeing them as such a breakthrough in regenerative health when they've actually been around for so long? Why are we only hearing about them now?
So it's always the case. It's like we hear about creatine now, when it's been around. It's the most tested supplement on the market. It's been around since the 1990s, when EAS first brought it out, and then everyone was like, creatine's bad for your kidneys and you mustn't take it, and all the side effects, and retains water, and now it's the most incredibly researched supplement, and it's been shown for both men and women that's brilliant for not only retaining muscle mass as you get older, but also for clarity of the brain. So it helps offset dementia, Alzheimer's. So there's so many positive benefits of creatine we're only hearing about now. And peptides have recently become so popular because people have started actually using them, especially after COVID, and looking for alternative ways to live longer and live healthier, because it's all very well, and that's why the name Healthspan comes up, because you want to live a long time, but you also want to be healthy living that time. You don't want to live to 90 and not be able to move, or your joints are sore. And my initial introduction into peptides only happened 2 years ago, and I've been in the fitness industry for over 30 years. I'm old, but it's you know what? I've always been, is it, should I, couldn't I, like what? But having experienced the benefits of it, it's like I wish I had done it sooner. But even saying that, it's never too late to start. So I basically fell very badly running after a dog. That my daughter wrote me a 14-page PowerPoint presentation why she wanted the dog. The dog ran out the garage was closing. I ran, I fell, and I twisted my knee very badly. So, I was in so much pain, and I need to be active. I'd wake up at night, I would be sore. And I thought, let me go see a sports physician, which I did, and he recommended doing PRP. So PRP has also been around for a long time. They basically take your own blood, they put it in a centrifuge, they spin it, and then they take the plasma, which goes to the top of the vial, and they inject the plasma, the oxygenated blood, back into the injured part of your body. So I had 5 injections over a period of probably, I can't remember the exact time, 6 to 8 weeks. And it actually did nothing for me. So I was in a state where I'm in pain. I don't know what to do. This was my last resort before I started, before I had to go see an orthopedic surgeon and maybe have surgery. And then I started doing peptides. Somebody recommended peptides to me, and I was like, all right, cool. I'm not really a big fan of needles, but I'm going to try as a last ditch effort to try and not go under the knife. And I started with BPC 157, body protection compound, and TB 500. And it's a small subcutaneous injection. You can either do it in your belly or you can do it on the sites entirely. It makes actually no difference. I just started with doing it on my stomach, and then I started doing it just around the knee. And within 5 days, my knee was pain-free. It was unbelievable. It was like too good to be true, and it couldn't be a placebo effect because I went in with quite a negative attitude. Not a negative attitude, but like nothing's worked. I've been to a sports physician, and I don't think anything's going to happen. And BPC 157 and TB 500 literally changed my life. It repairs the tendons, the ligaments, gets more blood into the oxygenated blood into the injured part of the body. And your body's such an advanced, incredible machine that if you're doing it into your tummy and you've got a sore shoulder and a sore knee, it finds those pathways where the injuries are and helps repair it and regenerates tissue. And then recently I've started doing GHK CU, which is a copper peptide. So the three together, BPC 157, TB 500, and GHK CU, is called the Glow, which you spoke about earlier. It is the most incredible peptide for regenerating tissue, regenerating cartilage, skin elasticity, collagen. It's absolutely phenomenal, and I can't say how it's changed my life. I've done a lot of peptides. These three have been incredible for what I needed to achieve. I'm active. I'm pain-free. I have no injury. When I say I have no injuries, I have no injuries that keep me from doing what I do every single day. I'm very active. I still teach classes. I train for an hour and a half every single day as well. So those three peptides have really worked incredibly well, as well as a few others that I've taken, which we'll probably talk about later in the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm on Glow as well, and I love it. The one for me, and I say to my husband all the time, NAD. I'm like, I swear, I laugh about it because I'm usually older than most people in the classes that I train in, or at the gyms, or whatever. And my energy levels, I mean, I've always been very energetic and I've always trained hard, but like I do that NAD injection and I feel like bloody Superman when he changed in the, in the what's it called, telephone booth, because it's just, you do it and you just feel everything expand and your energy increase. It's like, it's unbelievable, the tangible and immediate feeling that you get from that peptide. It's quite phenomenal.
NAD Plus is just it's a phenomenal, it's just incredible. A few years ago, I was introduced to it as in a spray that you'd spray underneath your tongue. I think 6 sprays, 3 times a day. And I tried it and I was like, it's not bad. It's okay. I don't feel anything. And then I started doing NAD IVs at Healthspan. And, NAD's people have different reactions to it. So sometimes, if you're getting NAD too fast, it might feel like your chest is sort of closing or it feels like you're a bit tight. And all you do is you just slow the process down. And actually, the longer it takes to get NAD into your body, the more effective it is. So this, just take an hour and a half, chill, open your computer, let them put the NAD into your body, and it's unbelievable what it does for neuroplasticity to the brain, for your focus, for your general overall well-being, because it works on the mitochondria, which is, and that's like every single cell in your body. So the first time I did it, I remember I had to go for a drive, and I don't drive a lot, living in quite a pedestrian area, and so I went for a drive, and I felt like I was just so aware of everything, and I didn't want the drive to end. I was like, felt like I was living in a movie. It was incredible, and I thought, it must just be psychosomatic. And after my second NAD, because you do a protocol of 5, and then you can just go once every few weeks. The same thing happened. It's remarkable. And the nice thing about NAD is that if you are pushed for time, you can always do, as you said, you can do the NAD injection, which is incredible as well. It's quick. It takes 5 seconds, and you've got that boost of NAD. So once you've done the protocol, I always say, if you don't have the time to do the continual NAD IVs, you can always just do a NAD shot. Yeah,
absolutely. We've touched on most of the most well-known peptides, I think, because of the pens that Healthspan puts together. And I think most people's concerns that they come with are quite similar. Most of us, as we're getting older, it's aging and longevity and focus. then there is just general energy, which would be your NAD. And then, I did C-Lank and C-Max recently as well for brain health and neuro cognitive benefits, which was incredible. But what would you say would be sort of the most basic peptide for someone wanting to start on this journey? I always recommend that people start with blood works and, set a foundational base from which to measure moving forward. So, if they understand that they are deficient in certain minerals or nutrients or whatever, are they going to first try and fix those and then sort of, optimize their health from there? Those types of things. Having said that, not everyone, blood works are expensive, and unfortunately sometimes people choose not to do them so that they have more money to spend on the treatments. So what would you recommend as kind of like the base level intro peptide for anyone wanting to get into peptides that's going to feel it and or see the benefit as a starting point?
Okay, so that's quite a difficult question to answer, because there's some people that might want to lose weight, there's some people that might have an injury, there's some people that might just want energy, they just want to feel better, they just go about their daily life as they used to when they were younger. So it's a difficult question to answer, but I'll give you from my personal experience what I would recommend for someone like me who's active all the time, who might be have a niggling injury, who might want to sleep better, recover faster. So for me, I would definitely say BPC 157 and TB 500 without a doubt. I think those are it's a fundamental peptide for regenerating tissue and cartilage. And I also love apomorelin and CJC. So it's a growth hormone peptide. It's not growth hormone as in GH, where it plays with your insulin levels. It literally, to simplify it, it gets your body back functioning to where you were when you were younger, at the levels your body's capable of achieving, or was capable of achieving when you were younger. So every single person's different. So if, for example, my growth hormone level when I was 20 was 100, and your growth hormone level when you were 20 was 200, I'm never going to get to 200. In fact, I'm probably going to never get to 100, but I'm going to get close to 100. So your cells don't keep reproducing as if they would with the normal GH, which can cause cancer because your cells keep replenishing. And if you've got any dormant cancerous cells, it can cause those cancerous cells to replenish at a faster rate. So this is apomorelin, helps with recovery. It's best taken at night because it does make you feel a little bit sleepy. And CJC, so they help with recovery. And I actually did an experiment on it. So I wear a Whoop on my wrist every day. And what I did is I took no peptides for about a month, because it is very good to cycle the peptides as well, which I'll get to after this. So what I did no peptides. I checked my sleep and I checked my recovery, because those are two very important data for seeing your overall health and wellness and energy levels. So when I was not taking peptides, my sleep was at about 67%. My recovery was about 64%, which is pretty low. But, having a very busy life with going out and kids and training and strain, because it's all based on your strain as well, I was a little disappointed that my sleep was so bad. I was like, geez, 67% isn't that great. Anyway, so then I started doing apomorelin and CJC. I did twice a week for a month. My recovery went to 96%. My sleep went to, I think, 95 or so, 96%. It was very, very close. You cannot manipulate a Whoop. It's all done through your body reading. There are no buttons, there's no switches. But it just proves how powerful peptides are and how much we need them. So by sleeping better, by recovering faster, I'm able to train hard. I'm able to have more energy for not only for my work, but also for my family. There's so many positives that come out of it. And if your body's growth hormone is, it's growth hormone stimulated at night when you're sleeping. Growth hormone keeps you young. It makes sure your cells replenish. It makes sure you recover properly. All those things that we did have when we were younger, it made a massive difference, an absolute massive difference. So now normally I cycle for 6 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 6 weeks on, 2 weeks off. You could actually go for a month, but you just don't want your body to get used to something. And the nice thing is, if I did go off it, nothing would happen to me. I've got my body back to a state. It's not like you're taking a shot of caffeine or a pre-workout where you're boosting your energy for a workout, and after that workout you crash. It's not about that at all. You're just getting your body functioning back to where it was.
Yeah.
And if you can keep your body at that level where it's functioning efficiently and effectively, you've done great. There's no stimulants. It's not like if you take BPC 157 and you've got a sore knee, as soon as you stop it, your knee's is going to be sore again. It doesn't work like that. It's not a cortisone. It's not an anti-inflammatory. It's a natural anti-inflammatory. So it takes away inflammation. And the good thing with BPC and a TB500, the taking away inflammation, all cancers are based on the inflammation markers in your body. So if you're decreasing those inflammation markers and you're getting rid of inflammation, the chance of you getting sick are far less likely. And also another question you asked a little bit earlier on is blood work. So blood work is, it's very important because a lot of people will come to me and they'll go, listen, I'm overweight. I want to start taking retatrutide, or I want to take Ozempic, or I want to take, those are all great to a degree. The problem with a lot of the fat-burning peptides are you've got to be careful. When you start shutting off your body's hunger response, it's very dangerous because you lose a lot of lean muscle mass. And as you get older, you do not want to lose lean muscle mass. So you want to make sure that you're retaining as much lean muscle mass as possible. And it's also very important that you don't put any pressure on your organs, on your kidneys or your liver. So that's why it's very important to check your inflammation markers, your liver function, your kidney function. A lot of guys come in, they need testosterone. There's a testosterone protocol as well. That's not TRT. It's not steroids. It's nothing that's gonna play with your body's natural testosterone and shut it down once you start taking it. All it's gonna do is increase it back to where it was, as I said previously. So as soon as you take external hormones, your body's ability to produce those hormones shuts down. And that's exactly what you don't want because it's not sustainable.
Subscribe to the Mama Mudra podcast now and stay tuned for part 2.